Hi, everyone. Welcome to an overview of undergraduate programs at Memorial University, or Start Your Adventure at Memorial University, as we like to say. My name is Jennifer White. I work with the Undergraduate Student Recruitment Office on the St. John's campus. I've been working there for about 10 years, but I've also worked in other areas around Memorial University, such as the Career Development Office, the Academic Advising Center, and even had my hand in a couple of academic units a very long time ago. But for the past 10 years, I have been doing presentations and chatting with students across the country about Memorial University. And it's always great to have a virtual experience to actually have an opportunity to reach a little bit further. So just to get us started, I'm going to talk a little bit about Memorial University and give you an overview of the university, which is located in Newfoundland and Labrador. So we're on the far east coast of Canada. We actually have six campuses, if you can believe that. Not all of them are actually located within our province. So our main campus in St. John's, which has our largest population of students, is the St. John's campus. We also have the Marine Institute in St. John's, which is an academic campus of about 1,200 students. The main campus has about 14,000 students, but we do have a smaller satellite campus in St. John's for those studying in the marine transportation industry. We also have our Grenfell campus located in Corner Brook, which is on the west coast of the island of Newfoundland. And we also have our Labrador campus located in Happy Valley Goose Bay. We also have a campus, another campus in St. John's that's not for undergraduate or graduate studies, but more after work. And once you are working in the local environment and it's continued professional development. But as an undergraduate student, you have an opportunity to study abroad as well at our Harlow campus. That campus is located just outside of London in the UK, about 40 minutes train ride, and it's a part-time campus, which means we have about 75 students every semester that go to Harlow. The professors go with them. They study on that small campus. They live on that small campus, but then they also really have an opportunity to explore their local environment. It's not the only opportunity to study abroad. We have agreements with many, many institutions all throughout Europe and all over the world for students to have an experience outside of Canada as one of their semesters. So if you're studying a second language or studying history or archaeology, going and having an experience like that with one of our university partners is a great add-on to your undergraduate degree. We have over 300 different program options at our campuses to choose from, and an overall student population of just over 19,000 students. Our student population has changed over the years. We used to be much more predominantly students from Newfoundland and Labrador, but we have a large international student population now. So about 25% of our overall student population for the Memorial University is international students. So 25, a quarter of all our students, and also a large proportion of students that come from other provinces right across Canada. This is a look at our campus here in St. John's, and I will focus primarily on the St. John's campus during this presentation. So you can see that large white building. It's actually three buildings. It's called our core science facility, and it houses a beautiful blue whale skeleton that was designed and erected inside that building as it was being created. That building, the core science facility, is our newest building on campus, but you can also see in this photo many of our other academic buildings, as well as our student residences to the right in the distance. So we have undergraduate student residences are guaranteed for students that are attending university for the first time from high school, as long as they apply by March 1st. And our academic programs span a wide range of areas, but I like to break them down a little bit just to explain how you would enter into a program at Memorial University. So the ones that are listed here, are academic areas listed on this slide, are direct entry and offered on the St. John's campus. So direct entry directly. You can enter into these programs directly from your high school program or secondary program. You meet our general admission requirements, and we have lots of capacity in our Faculty of Business, Humanities and Social Sciences, or our programs within the Faculty of Science. But w- we'll talk about general admission in just a couple of minutes. But we also have programs that are direct entry, but are competitive admission. So this is where we have more applicants than we have seats available in these programs. So oftentimes there are extended regulations, or you will need to have a little bit of a higher average than our general admission average to meet the entrance requirements or to get selected to move into one of these programs. With our nursing, engineering, and human kinetics program, students do need to be, aiming a little higher. Our overall general admission average is 70, but students should be aiming a little higher in their academic programs, closer to 75 for our nursing and human kinetics program, and then closer to 80 for the engineering program. Music is certainly, you need to meet general admission requirements, but it's more about the audition process to gain entry into our School of Music here in St. John's. So for non-direct entry programs, so these are programs that are available as undergraduate degrees, but you can't enter directly from high school. You need to have a minimum of 1 year of university courses completed, very specific coursework to enter into social work or as a first degree, or our PharmD program, our pharmacy program. So you'll complete coursework over your first year and then apply to enter into those competitive programs in your second year. And our Faculty of Education, we have a primary elementary program that you can do as a first degree, but you will need to do 2 years of university studies before entering into that program. But any of the options that are listed there can also be done as a second degree program, where you would finish a bachelor's program initially, meeting certain requirements within your undergraduate degree program, and then apply to start those programs as a second degree. Now, it doesn't take another 4 years, it's 18 months to 2 years to meet the requirements, then to move out into teaching in the K to 12 system, or to move in even into a post secondary setting. Our School of Medicine, so we are a postgraduate, as many programs are across Canada, postgraduate program in medicine. And many of our students who are looking to move into medicine may be looking at something in an undergraduate program within our Faculty of Science, Human Biosciences, or our biology program. That we have a stream of our biology program that does focus on the health sciences. But you don't have to do a medicine or medical related program in your undergrad in order to get access to applying to the Faculty of Medicine. You can do a music program or study a Bachelor of Arts in Archaeology or Classics. It's basically you're playing to your strengths and your interests, doing well academically in your undergraduate program, and then looking at applying into the Faculty of Medicine as a second degree. We also offer joint degree programs, and you'll see these programs can be done at the St. John's and Grenfell campus. So this is where you might have two separate areas of interest. Maybe you're very interested in looking at studying computer science, but you also have a really, a strong interest, say, in political science. So you can do 2 degrees at the same time. This doesn't take twice as long. Again, you mesh your courses together, you're meeting degree requirements. It does require planning, but you can actually do joint degrees in a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science, and it would take approximately just under 5 years to complete that, to actually be awarded both degree programs. Or you can look at our Faculty of Business, and do a Bachelor of Commerce along with a Bachelor of Music. So we're the only institution across the country that offers that option. This is where students, while they're studying music and investing in their passion and developing their artistic abilities in music, they can also study business and learn about the business of the music industry at the same time. Great program that started a couple of years ago, and we're soon going to have our first graduates. Bachelor of Commerce and a Bachelor of Arts is also possible. Basically, at Memorial University, we offer such a wide range of undergraduate degree programs. We really encourage students to look at how they want to combine their programs together. Do you want to do a major and a minor, or two majors, or like here with two joint degree possibilities? There's lots and lots of options, and students don't need to be completely decided in their first year when they come into Memorial in order to make that decision. You may have, an interest in business, but then maybe you're also thinking about something within a humanities and social science, maybe a political science or a law and society major. These are easily combined, or you do a common first year to help you make those decisions. There was a study done a few years ago now that looked at students entering university, and probably about 25% of our student population were entering into their first year of studies undecided, or maybe trying to decide between one or two different options. And we really encouraged our students to work with our academic advisors, look at all the options available, look at what really interests them, either things that they're doing in their high school or secondary program that they want to continue, or options that they've never had a chance to study before. How would you put those together? Get some good advice in your first before starting your first semester. Choose courses wisely, and then leave those options open. So even though the competitive admission programs listed here can be entered directly, you can also do a first year to really solidify that your decision to move into these areas are the correct direction for you, and then enter and apply into these programs starting in your second year. So all I can say about that is keep all your options open. Everything is within consideration, but get some really good academic advice when you're choosing your courses. So I'm just going to move ahead again and get back to telling you a little bit about our undergraduate admissions. This is kind of what our campus looks like right now. So it's late fall, a little bit of snow falling today, which was beautiful, and campus is getting ready to finish. So for those that are curious about the layout of the semesters, I'll just flip to this side, but talk to you a little bit about our fall and winter terms. So typically students who are entering university for the first time would start in a fall semester, which starts in September. So our application is open now. It will be open up until, very close to the fall semester, but we really encourage students to apply as early as possible. And if you feel like you would be considered for an entrance scholarship, you do need to apply by that March 1st deadline. Or if you're considering a competitive entry program, those programs have very specific deadlines. Music and nursing are in January, and human kinetics and recreation and engineering are March 1st, very strict deadlines. So be careful about those deadlines when you're applying. But for our fall semester, we're actually in our last week of classes right now. So classes typically finish, they start in September and they typically finish the first day or two of December. You get a little break of 4 days for a study break, and then exams begin, and they're typically done by the 20th of December. You get a 3-week break, and then the winter semester starts in January. And again, it goes for 12 weeks. There is a break for both the fall semester and the winter semester. A mid semester break. In the winter, it is a week long, which is really nice to have that opportunity to either go home and have a little visit, or just to relax if you're living on campus, catch up on your coursework, enjoy the winter months in St. John's, or a winter little experience, maybe go skiing close by in Clarenville. There's lots of things that are planned during the break. But then by April, you're into exams and finishing off your winter semester. We do offer 3 semesters, so you can study during the spring semester as well. That starts in May and ends in August. Some of our programs that run year round, so if you're going into engineering or the Bachelor of Commerce program, that both of those have work terms. So once you're finished your first year and are entering into your second year of your program, you may find that your academic program actually goes 3 semesters a year. But if you have a work term, then that work term is that work experience is built in there too. So it's a break from classes. You get to go out and work, get some experience in that area. And with our Bachelor of Commerce program, so within the Faculty of Business, you can choose to do a course-based only program, or you can look at building in 3 work terms with the Commerce Co-op program. With our Faculty of Engineering, our options within the Bachelor of Engineering program, they all require work terms. So you come in a common year, it's called Engineering 1, and then you're introduced into 4 different courses that will help you decide what major within the Faculty of Engineering you might be interested in. Electrical, mechanical, civil engineering are all offered. We have unique offerings of mechatronics as a major within our engineering program now, as well as our naval architectural engineering program. We also offer process engineering. So any of those options, you enter into a common first year, do coursework that introduce you into all those areas, but also what it means to be a professional engineer, how engineers work with other professionals, but also how they work with each other. And then you choose your major starting in your second year. And in your second year is when your work terms will start as well. Okay, so back to high school admissions. On our website, so mun.ca/undergrad, depending on the province or the curriculum that you're coming from around the world, we do have a layout of very specific coursework. So for each province, it'll actually list your specific courses you're doing in your senior high school subject areas. Um, but just as an overview, we look at for general admissions. So for the non-competitive program, it's an overall average of 70. So this will give you access to anything within our Faculty of Business, Humanities and Social Sciences. So over 20 different majors you can do within Humanities and Social Sciences, everything from psychology and behavioral neuroscience to classics and medieval studies and everything in between. And also within our Faculty of Science. Our science majors, there are a couple of majors that are competitive, but you enter into a Bachelor of Science program in your first year, and then decisions are made for moving into the competitive majors are our psychology program, computer science, and our marine biology program. Again, so many students wanting to move into those areas these days. They are limited, so make sure you're doing really well in your first year courses. Again, get good academic advice. But to enter into either of those 3 academic areas, an overall average of 70. So not a minimum of 70 in each of these subject areas, but an overall average of 70 coming out of your high school program. For our competitive entry programs, like I said earlier, if you're looking at nursing, that average should be a little bit closer to 75. If you're looking at the engineering or human kinetics and recreation program, that average should be closer to 80. Sometimes it creeps a little bit over 80, but they will be looking at the same coursework. So next up then, entrance scholarships, which is always a very, very hot topic for students and looking at, how to finance their post-secondary education. So at Memorial University, we offer guaranteed entrance scholarships. It's based on your completion of your high school program, the courses you have completed at the time of application. So those would be your grade 11 grades or any grade 12 or level 3 courses you finished prior to applying. And based on the average or the entrance average that you have in that coursework, then we have a variety of different scholarships that are available. International students, also, we have entrance scholarships available, and it is based on academic merit, and you can be awarded again up to $6,000 to start your first semester. This is entrance scholarships only. We also, on the scholarships website, also have a variety of named scholarships that we manage, but I also really encourage you to look for scholarships. Use the Scholarships Canada website. Look for those scholarships that are out there. It was a great presentation earlier. Talking about where to find scholarships, how to find them. So many scholarships are either have few applicants or they go unawarded, which is really a shame. And there's some, talk to your family members, talk to, maybe you have a part-time job or you work somewhere during the summer. Maybe you volunteer at a nonprofit organization. There's lots of places to find scholarships. So start talking to people about scholarships, what they know of. Are there scholarships that they're aware of that you might be eligible for? And keep your eyes open. And they're not all based on grades. Entrance scholarships, it's really all we have to go on. So it is based on grades. But for a lot of other scholarships, it's more based on your specific situation or your background or your involvements. So keep your eyes open because there is lots out there. So living on campus. We do have a large number of students that do attend the St. John's campus. As I mentioned earlier, about 14,000 students do come to the St. John's campus every day, but we have about 2,000 students that actually live on campus. This is a beautiful view of McPherson College, featured predominantly there, looking across Burton's Pond, which is a beautiful little pond located right on campus. But only a few steps away are our academic buildings. We have skywalks and a great tunnel system and beautiful walking trails all through campus to aid your, ease of access to your coursework and using the facilities on campus. There isn't any transportation required because literally it is a 5-minute walk to get to your classes each day. For undergraduate students, we do have guaranteed first year housing for students entering, as long as you've applied by March 1st and you're entering from high school. And that doesn't mean that you can't, if you were coming as a transfer student or if you have had a break in studies and are looking to apply, that doesn't mean that you can't get housing. We have lots of options available, but we do guarantee housing for those coming out of their high school or secondary program as long as they apply by March 1st. Lots of choice in residence. I'd encourage you to explore around, especially for your first year. It's so easy to live on campus. It's a safe, real tight community. You get to know a lot of people. Oftentimes, I hear students talking about their residence family. The housing that's shown most predominantly here that looks like apartment buildings, those are individual rooms throughout McPherson College, which is what that's called. It houses approximately 1,000 students throughout that facility, but we also have another 800 or so students that live in Peyton College, which is a more traditional dorm style. So there is shared room spaces, but each house has its own culture, its own charities that it supports, its own activities that they get together, and it is all about creating community in residence. But we also have for senior students, you can continue to live in McPherson or Peyton College if you choose to do so. But we also have apartment style campus on living on campus as well for students beyond first year. So learn about those opportunities. It is a separate application. So your academic application would be submitted first. And then as soon as you hear back about the decision on your academic application and are provided a student number, that's when you can go ahead and apply for on-campus housing. And they can support you right through that process. They're very familiar with onboarding students and, making sure that they're comfortable and knowledgeable about the options that are there. But the application process is super easy. Connecting with us, at the St. John's campus, we're a team of 6 people. And I always like to say when I'm doing presentations, it is actually our job to answer your questions. We do presentations like this to start and get the ball rolling, make sure the information is out there. But by following us on our social media channels, hopping on the website, we have a live chat that we operate for 2 hours every day. Or you can come and attend virtual events in the evening that we offer throughout the year. Come to our open house if you're able to do that. We just finished a virtual open house at the beginning of November, and those recordings will be available by the end of this week if you missed it. But we also do an on-campus open house. That is the first full week in February. So I think it's the 7th and 8th this year. So it's over 2 evenings, the same event, 2 evenings in a row. But you can also come and explore campus at any time by booking a tour with us or a virtual tour. So our current students that work in our office are trained as tour guides. They offer a virtual tour once a week where students can come sign up for that tour, meet a couple of students, and they'll kind of talk to you about campus and help you explore around with the use of a lot of great photos of the university. But if you are in Newfoundland or in St. John's and you want to come for an on-campus tour, they can be booked at any time. We offer them 3 days a week, either mornings or afternoons, and it'll really give you a great overview of the academic buildings, the supports and services that are available, and also you can connect with an academic advisor while you're here, or also have an additional tour of residence if that's an option that you're looking for as well. So I'm going to stop talking there because I'm sure there is some questions that might be, the attendees might have put in place. So just let me escape this and make sure that I can see you all, and I'll have a look and see about the any questions that are in the side there. Okay. Do you have any biotech programs? So a biotechnology there is some coursework you can do within our Faculty of Engineering. We don't have a specific stream of engineering that deals with biotechnology, but there is coursework that you can do both in our computer engineering stream as well as in our mechanical engineering stream. Homeschool requirements. So if you're following along with the requirements of your specific province, you can use those admission requirements listed on our website for your province, or please reach out to us. We would work with you looking at the curriculum that you had completed and work with you to ensure that you are on track to meet admission requirements for Memorial. But we do treat it as a individual basis. So you would work with an admissions officer if you're doing homeschooling options that are not part of your provincial requirements, or maybe you're doing a blended homeschool program. But we certainly do have lots of students that come from that background. Student life at Memorial. So I love these questions about student life. We are a very open and welcoming environment at the university. Obviously, with having 25% of our population come from all over the world, so international students that are coming from over 115 different countries around the world. It is a very multicultural campus, very eclectic campus. Students are always, showing us insights into their cultural experience and bringing their background to campus. But you also really get to immerse yourself in St. John's, which is a beautiful city. It's the oldest colonized city in Canada, so it's got a lot of great history here, but also a very welcoming environment. There's lots of things for students to do on campus, and our supports and services, because of the size of our institution, are really there to help students transition well, but then also really ensure your success. So from academic advisors that are located in each of our units, but also over a dozen help centers on campus as well. So these are academic help centers that are there, drop-in centers. So if you're studying engineering or business or many of our different majors within the Bachelor of Science, or need some help with your writing skills, or maybe it's computer skills you're needing some help with, there's lots of services provided to people. And it's typically students helping students. So a lot of our help centers, we hire students, train students to work with the materials that they're provided to help our new students on campus move through their initial coursework. So lots of supports and services, very welcoming community, and lots of activities on campus to be involved in. We have more than 100 different clubs and societies. So societies typically mean your academic societies. So if you're doing a geography major, then there's a geography society that you can join. Get to know other students that are just entering the program, but also senior students that are maybe in their last year, and other students that are very, looking at studying the same academic programs as you are, but also our clubs. So something that you have an interest in, there's lots of different sports clubs and interbureau, friendly competitions that you can join through our beautiful recreation facility, but there's also a lot of other clubs outside of that. So we have writing clubs and dance clubs and movie clubs. And if there's something that you love and you want to share with other people, you can start your own club when you're on campus as well. Someone had asked about residence. So it is guaranteed for first year students who are coming from high school. As long as you apply by March 1st, then your application, like I said earlier, you need to submit your academic application initially and then submit your application to residence. And then residence takes it from there and walk you through that process. But you do need to have your academic application have been submitted by March 1st in order to ensure that guarantee. Internships and co-op opportunities. I know I touched on them just a little bit when I was talking about our Faculty of Business and our Faculty of Engineering. So undergraduate programs, Bachelor of Commerce and co-op. So that would be 3 work terms throughout your undergraduate degree program. Within our Bachelor of Engineering, you can have up to 6 work terms. Great to get some work experience, see what it's like to work in your field, to work in that particular area, and start making those career connections, not with your colleagues that you're studying with, but also with employers. So it's a very easy process. You work with our co-op offices that are connected with the academic units. You are on an academic work term, so there is work reports that are required throughout that period of time that need to be submitted back to your academic unit. But you work with the co-op coordinators to find those opportunities that are most relevant for you. It is a closed application system, but it is an application system. You do need to apply, you need to interview, you need to be accepted by an employer, but they do have a 100% placement rate for the required work terms for both of those programs. We also have optional programs. So within many of our majors within humanities and social science and our Bachelor of Science are growing opportunities for students to do either 1 semester or up to 3 semesters co-op work experience throughout their degree program. It was really seen probably about 5 years ago as a growing interest from students to connect with work, even if they're doing a political science degree or a psychology degree or economics program, not just course-based work, but actual maybe working with someone who's doing research in that area or working with an employer that would be really well suited to your degree program after graduation. So those opportunities are there. They're optional. Obviously, you can just move through with a course-based program only. But if you do opt for a co-op semester, again, you work with the co-op advisors. They help you connect with work that's relevant to you, but also relevant to what you're studying. But if you're looking at moving into things like an education program, social work program, then you're looking more so at internships or practicums like you would also see within a nursing program. So even though it might not be a full semester, it might be several weeks every year that you would be doing your practical work experience, your on-site work experience. With our nursing program, we have increased the seats within our nursing program. So we added 75 new seats in the program 2 years ago. So it's a great opportunity for those international students and those outside the province, where a lot of our seats in our nursing program used to be reserved only for Newfoundland students. That's opened up quite a bit over the past couple of years. Our nursing programs are offered, there's 2 locations in St. John's, each connected with a Eastern Health or a health board. So you do study and work in those environments. We also have another health board we work with on the west coast of the island, so at our Grenfell campus in Corner Brook, as well as a branch now of our nursing program that's offered in 3 smaller locations throughout the province. So with our lab campus in Goose Bay, but also in Gander and Grand Falls, which are more in the central part of the province. Those would be smaller nursing schools just because they're working in smaller health boards, but the program is exactly the same. The academics are exactly the same. So for programs like nursing, pharmacy, social work, the work experience you're getting is directly in that environment, and it's done as weeks of work or practicums or internships as opposed to full semesters like you would see with other academic programs? So that's a really great question. I appreciate that question because we're all about work experience at Memorial and ensuring that students do get that practical experience. One of the things that I really encourage students to look at when they are trying to find work experience or maybe don't have a lot of experience and they want to try and build their skills and abilities. We have a great student volunteer bureau. You'll see this, across the country in many institutions in Canada where you can get that volunteer experience to get your foot in the door, to get to know your workplaces, build your skills, build those transferable skills that you can bring into the workplace. But it's also a lot of fun as well, and you really like the pleasure in giving back to your communities in a volunteer capacity if you're working with charitable organizations, or if you're working on campus, volunteering for events that are going on. It's a really great way to meet other people as well. So there's a couple of other questions there. So you asked about a lot of students from other different provinces. Yes, we have 12 to 15% of our student population come from right across Canada. Sometimes they're coming from for the unique academic program. So maybe they're looking at marine biology or something within our geophysics or geoscience programs. Or maybe they're looking at a stream of engineering that's unique to Memorial, like the nautical engineering program or the nautical naval architectural program, sorry, or maybe looking at our physical oceanography program, which is part of our physics program. Or maybe students are coming for the experience. This session is Start Your Adventure at Memorial University. So we see a lot of students that are looking to Memorial as an opportunity to see the East Coast, to come to Newfoundland, which is a very unique place, both physically and community, and moving away from home for the first time in a supportive environment and taking advantage of everything our local community but our university has to offer as well. So again, 15% of our student population, so quite a few students are coming from right across the country. There's someone that just wanted to confirm about their acceptance. So you do have to be accepted to your academic program or to general admission before you can apply to residence. But that process is fairly quick. As long once we have all your documentation that's required as part of your application. So you submit your application as well as your academic history. So if you're currently in high school, we would need to have a transcript, a current transcript of what you've completed up to this point, but also what you're currently enrolled in order to determine that you will meet our admission requirements. And then we make a decision on that within 5 to 10 business days, depending on where we are with our applications and how many we're getting in at that time. And then we quickly get back to you through email with a confirmation, provide you your student number, and that's when you can go and apply to residence, which is a very quick process. Um, Okay, someone is saying that they haven't heard back from an application. If it has taken more than that kind of 2 weeks and you haven't heard anything back, what I really encourage you to do is reach out to us. Admissions with an S, so admissions at mon.ca is a really quick point of access to ask questions. If you haven't heard back, it may have been that the email was misdirected, maybe there was a misprint when you were completing your application, or there's something that stalled, maybe in you providing us correct documentation. So please check in with us, check in with our admissions officers, check in with someone within, like myself, within the recruitment office. We'll have a little look, see what's going on with your application, and hopefully we can get that moving for you. Now, if you've applied to a competitive entry program, I'll just kind of confirm this. You will be considered for general admission first, which means you will meet our general admission requirements, and they'll give you an early offer of acceptance for general admission. So you can move forward with your residence application. If you're coming as an international student, you can move forward with this early acceptance for your study permits and visa applications. But if you're waiting to hear before your competitive entry program, many of those don't make decisions until after the application deadlines. So you won't start hearing back from your competitive entry programs until mid-March or early April. We do offer online course offerings. If you're looking to do your whole degree online, there is many options within our Bachelor of Arts program, so humanities and social sciences, but you can also do a full Bachelor of Commerce program, a course-based program online as well. So we offer almost 500 courses every semester online. We have a very strong distance education support system in place for students that are doing online courses, whether you're doing your entire program online or whether you're looking at maybe doing 1 or 2 courses each semester online, then that's certainly a possibility. And many students do sort of cut down on their class time by doing a course online. And again, it would be an application to the St. John's campus, and then you choose how you do your program, whether it's a class-based program or a class-based course you're going to be doing, or one that you would like to do online. Applications are open now. They're available to submit your application at any point in time now. We do encourage students to apply, kind of as soon as possible, just to make sure they're getting all the information they need. If there's any delays on retrieving information or getting it back and forth, but you do have until March 1st for most programs. But if it's nursing or our School of Music, so our Bachelor of Music program, please be aware that those deadline dates are in January. Veterinary co-op programs, unfortunately, we don't offer a veterinary program. In Atlantic Canada, you would look to UPEI. Some of our students in Newfoundland go to that program, but you do need to have a several semesters or up to 2 years, I believe, of undergraduate science coursework done initially before applying into that vet medicine program. So reach out to those programs and then see where you might want to meet those entrance requirements into that. For forensic science, I love questions about forensic science because I got asked so many questions one year about that I actually spent a solid week studying it one summer or studying the pathway to forensic science. So forensics is actually a very broad topic. Forensics can be archaeology. It can be psychology. It can even be a forensic accounting or computer science. So for technology, use of technology in forensics. But most people, I think of forensics in the sense of biology, chemistry, the human biosciences area. Typically, forensics is a specialty at a master's level. Some institutions in Canada do offer a forensics major, which is more a interdisciplinary major, introductory courses in a wide range of sciences, which you can do at Memorial University, but typically it is offered as a master's program. So at a bachelor's level, you would be looking at doing biology, chemistry, human biosciences, or you might think about psychology as that initial degree program to move into forensics. In St. John's, actually, just a little side note, in St. John's, we actually have our lead forensics specialist here with our police force is actually a graduate of Memorial University from a chemistry program, and then went on to the UK and did her master's in forensics, and then came back to St. John's, and now she heads our forensics department here locally. So a little bit of local information there. Now, I believe I'm getting really close to the allotted time. Pray, I believe I have like maybe 1 minute left before I finish.
Yeah, maybe you could answer one more question and then kind of wrap up.
Sure. I'm just skimming through. Average class size. Okay, I'm going to go with that one. Average class size in your first year will range from your English classes that are 30 to 35 students per class, right up to larger classes. If you're doing an introductory psych course, you are going to be in a lecture theater of possibly 200 to 225 students. So it really does depend on your academic discipline. But on average, our class sizes, as you move through your degree program, you will be looking at class sizes that are getting much smaller beyond first year. Typical class sizes after first year are around 60 students. And by the time you finish with your very specific coursework in your fourth year, again, you could be in class sizes as small as 10. So, you might have some large classes initially, but that does change very quickly as you move through your academic program as well. And if it is a really large class size, typically the professor will have office hours, there will be teaching assistants assigned to the course, and there will be a help center that will have designated times for that class in order to enhance that learning as well in the classroom. So Preya, I guess I'll finish it up there. I think I actually got to all the questions that were submitted. So I really appreciate the opportunity. Please chat with me. I'm very happy to answer any questions that you have throughout this evening, or reach out and get connected with Memorial University through our inquiry form, and we'll make sure we answer any of your questions along the way throughout the application process.